Hey guys, this week's tip comes to us via special request. In fact, the request was to do a series of how-to videos to create various promotions within SMS. So that's what we're going to do over the next few weeks. We're going to start off with a neat little promotion that's pretty familiar down in my neck of the woods called the Pick 5. So before we jump into how we set up the Pick 5, let's review the promotion just in case a few of you aren't quite familiar with it. Down in my neck of the woods, it's mostly used in the meat department, but really it can be used anywhere. It's kind of like a mix and match, sort of kinda. You get 5 different items in this case, hence the name Pick 5, and if you buy those 5 items all in the same purchase, you get a special price. Now in the setup that we're going to review today, I'm working in my meat department, and you can see I've got various types of meat, various weights, and various prices per pound. Now, as long as I buy 5 packages, I get the special price. In this case, we're going to set it up for $26.99. One heck of a deal in this scenario. If I don't buy the 5, then I have to pay the sticker price. If by chance I want to set it up so a customer can buy 10, well, they can get the special price, $26.99, twice. So I'll show you how to do that as well. You see, I've rung everything up here. Now my case is manual, yours will all be scanned. And when the cashier hits the subtotal key, you'll notice that an electronic store coupon is applied here, in this case $5.96, because that was the difference between what we originally rang up and our special price of $26.99 that you see right down here. That's pretty darn cool. Now let's jump in to figure out how the heck we set it up. Okay, so now we're back over in SMS Pro, our basic back office functionality. And you can see I'm in a basic item cost view where I've got the filter, main item info, POS table, the browser, the price and the cost tables open. Now there are plenty of ways to go about this in setting up the Pick 5 promotion, but I'm going to show you the way that I learned how, and it's just easy for me to remember this way. The first thing we want to do is set up the items within our meat subdepartment. To do that, I'm going to go up to my filter box, hit the drop down, come down to subdepartment. Now if I know my subdepartment number, I can just type it in here, but if you're like me, you just can't remember stuff like that. So just double click in the condition field and you get a handy dandy little window here. Now if we scroll down far enough here, you'll see all my stuff is alphabetized and I can find my meat subdepartment right here. It's actually subdepartment 4. So we'll double click it and now we're ready to go. Once I execute the filter, all the items from my meat subdepartment show up here in the browser. So now that I have all my items in the meat subdepartment within the browser, I can go ahead and make a slight little adjustment to each one of them to make sure that we can set it up for the promo. Now to do this, we're going to utilize what we call the promotion ID field down here in the POS table. You can see it's listed as PID right here. And in this box, it's just a numeric field, and what we're going to do is we're going to put a number in there that we can associate with our promotion so that we can recall it in the coupon table. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. There's real no rhyme or reason to this. You can put whatever promo ID that you want in this little box. For this case, I'm going to go ahead and put the number 5 because we're doing a Pick 5 and 5 just makes a lot of sense to me. So notice I haven't hit enter and I haven't hit apply changes yet. I just typed a 5 and you can see that my cursor is sitting right here behind the 5. Now I want to show you another little trick. If you hit this little tool right here, apply template to all the items, watch, I'll click it and it's going to say, do you want this change to affect the other 14 items in the browser? Well, I do in this case because I want to change everything in my meat subdepartment to be associated with this promotion ID so that we can set up our Pick 5. So this is easy enough. I'm just, instead of no, I'm going to type in YES and then I'm just going to apply the changes only. And now you'll see what happens if I scroll down through here. You'll see all these items now have the promo ID 5. Didn't change any of the other information about the items. It just changed this one little field that we adjusted here. That's a quick, easy, and dirty way to make a change to mass items in the browser. Pretty neat. Well, that part was pretty easy. See, this isn't rocket science. Now for the second step, I'm going to go ahead up to my filter here and I'm going to change by the search field from subdepartment to main item. Then I'm going to hit the execute filter so that all my items come up here into the browser. Now probably you won't do this, but I'm doing it to show you something here and to make a point. What we're going to do is set up our electronic coupon item number within SMS. Now you're probably going to have processes in place already of how you're going to code these numbers and what item numbers you're going to use and all that good stuff, and that's fine. Use whatever it is you want. The reason I'm showing all the items within the browser here is because we actually in our demo have a rhyme and a reason to how we set up these coupons. You can see them all right here. They start with 9, 6 and then a bunch of numbers after that and they run into the 9, 7s. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm just going to set up a new item that's an electronic coupon. This is pretty simple. Now let's show how. So to make my coupon, I'm just going to come right up here, make sure that my search field is on the main code, and then I'm just going to type in the number as it pertains to my process in the business. So I'm going to do 96, I'm going to do 5 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To me, that makes sense. Not sure why, it's just the way it is. So once I type in that item number that I'm going to use for our promo, I'm going to go ahead and hit the execute filter, and you're going to see that, oops, we didn't find anything. Well, that's because I'm creating a new item number. Now I could fill all the tables, but in this case, I'm not going to do that. I just want a blank main item. So that's what we're going to do. So now this item number that we just made up exists in our database, but we got to fill in the rest of this information. Let's quickly go through that too, because it's pretty simple. Okay, so let's start filling out some of the information within the tables about our electronic coupon. I'm going to go through the bare minimum. I'm guessing your business practices are going to require that you fill in a heck of a lot more data. But for time constraints, I'm just going to fill in the little stuff. So in the main item table, let's fill in the descriptor. This one's an easy one. We're going to call it the Pick 5 promo, and I'm going to say this is for the meat, just in case I have some other ones. Now, as we go through the rest of these tables, I'm going to have to add records to each. So I'm going to drop down to the POS table. I'm going to click the Add Record button, and I'm going to say, yep, I want to copy this information for any other additional like items. Now, another little trick here is if in the POS description, if I just double click, it's going to copy the descriptor from the main item all the way down here. I want to tie it to a subdepartment for reporting purposes later, so I can double click and bring up my handy dandy menu, or I'm smart enough to remember that it was 4 from last time, so I can go ahead and put that there. Alright, for the rest of the POS table entries, I'm going to kind of go out of order just to make a point. This is an electronic coupon, so I need to come right down here in the middle and I need to double click in this box and say, yep, it's an e-coupon. That's what this item that we're creating is. I don't want it to be used as a PLU or an actual item that I'm going to sell. I want to make sure I flag it as an electronic coupon. It's also a store coupon because, well, it's not a vendor coupon, so I'm going to put that right here. Now, there's some other fields here that are pretty cool when we're doing couponing, but we'll go over those at a later date. Now, there's one additional field we got to set here in the POS table, and I saved it for last because, frankly, I don't use it that often, and I got a feeling that a lot of you out there don't use it that often either. It's right over here, this Others field. If we double click into that field, you see we get a list of items here, all with some pretty neat options for us. What I'm going to do is go ahead and select Enable Zero Price. And the reason we're going to do that is because this electronic coupon really doesn't have a price, and this just makes sure the system can process this particular item, the electronic coupon, properly. Okay, we're done over here in the POS table. Let's hop over to the price table now and do some work. The first thing we got to do is we got to add a record. I don't have a current item that I'm copying, so I'll just go ahead and answer no here. This is going to set up our level 1 pricing. Now what I want to do is expand this price window a little bit because I need to work on some of these fields down here. Now in a Pick 5 promotion, it's sort of kind of like a package price, sort of kind of like a bundle. So that's what we're going to set up for a coupon item at least. We're going to tell the system that the package price for this particular bundle was $26.99. Okay, now you remember back in the beginning when I said this was sort of kind of like a mix and match? Well, it is, and that's really what we're creating. A bundle where we can pick 5 items from our meat subdepartment. We can mix them all together, have all different types of items and different varieties and different weights and different prices, and we want to sell them for $26.99. So we're going to go ahead and use the mix and match methodology. If we double click in this little field right here, the method here for the mix and match, you'll see we get a menu. Now you won't see everything, but you're going to see the important one right down here. Coupon bundle pricing. That's really what we're doing. When we select that, it puts the acronym here CB to let us know that we're creating a bundleized coupon for $26.99 for 5 items in our meat subdepartment. Now that is pretty cool. Okay, we've got one more step, real easy, but before we get there, let's go ahead and apply all changes just so we don't fat finger and screw this baby up. So our item is ready, at least almost. The last thing we have to do is work with the coupon link table. Now, no moans and groans, it's not that complicated, it's just one that we don't use a whole lot. You can see I go to the item menu, pull up the coupon link table, and I'm going to go ahead and drag it right down here out of the way a little bit so that we can work on it. Now, like some of the other tables within the price table field that we're working on here, we have to go ahead and add entry, and some of the tables are going to pre-populate. This one is just saying, hey, we're going to use this totalizer, and that totalizer that we're going to use is net sales. Okay, let's fill out the rest of this coupon link table. We're going to start off with type over here. If we double click, you see we get a whole menu of items. Now, you can't see the entire menu. You can see only the important thing for right now. Remember that promo ID that we set up? We want to go ahead and select that because that's how we're going to identify whether or not an item is in our meat subdepartment. So we're going to select that, and you can see it's going to put the acronym right here. Now the code, what that refers to is, well, what promo ID did we set up for all those items in our meat subdepartment? Well, if I remember right, it was 5 because we're working on our Pick 5 meat promo, and 5 just made sense at the time. So yeah, that's pretty darn easy. So now we need to come over here to quantity. This is really where we're going to get into determining what the criteria are to meet this particular coupon. Now for our quantity criteria, remember this is a pick 5. So we need to pick 5 items with the promo ID 5 from the system in order to get this particular promotion. I probably didn't do a real good job of using the 5 promo ID and the quantity 5, but you kind of get the idea. We need to make sure that a total quantity of 5 different meat items are chosen. So let's go ahead and put that here. That's real simple. Now, to finish this out, we need to come down here to the method field. Now this is kind of where the science comes in, but you know what? It's not that hard if you just take your time, look at the help documents, and just work your way through it. I'll show you how we're going to do this one. All right, let's see if you and I can stumble through some of this science here. You can see we're getting a question mark on the method field. If we double click, we get a menu with all the possible options. Now what is unique about this field? Well, not so unique among all SMS fields, but it's unique at least for what we've done today. We can have multiple options selected here. So it's going to compound it a little bit, but you know what? I think we can get through it. The first thing we want to do is tell the system that many items can be used to hit this particular promotion. And it's really a bundle, right? So right down here, accumulate for the bundle. Let's go ahead and select that, and you can see that I get the A there. Now the next thing I can do is kind of optional, but I'm going to go ahead and select it. And I'm going to say that we want to multiply using various criteria. And why we want to do this? Well, again, it goes back to if the customer buys 5, he gets a discount. If he buys 10, we want to give him the discount again. If he buys 15, and so on. So we're going to go ahead and hit this particular one here using multiple criteria, and you can see that we got AR right here in the method field. Now there's one more that we want to hit, so we're going to double click in the method field, and now it's going to pull this back up. Now what we want to do is apply this promotion or this discount or this coupon or whatever you want to call it to the items within the meat department. So what we want to do is match it with the items. Remember, it's going to match it with the items that have a PID of 5. So if we hit this, you can see ARM. Those are the methods that we're going to use for this particular promotion. And you know what? This goofy marketing guy just armed you with a fantastic way to offer promotions for your customers. Pretty corny, I know, but not bad either. Now let's just go ahead and apply the changes, and now we're all done. Alright, so I hopped over into the POS and I went and manually put in 5 items from our meat subdepartment, just like we saw at the beginning. How confident are you feeling? If we go down here to the subtotal key, you should see an electronic coupon apply right up here on this first item. And you know why we do that? Because it's the most expensive item in the list, and it's just going to make the reporting on the profit a little bit easier. So let's see if we can do it. We hit subtotal. Oh, look at that. eStore coupon applies $5.96 because that's the appropriate discount for all these items. And you can see our special price of $26.99. That is pretty darn cool. Well, that's it for this week's tip. Hopefully we've shown you an easy way to set up a Pick 5 promotion within your own store. But heck, don't stop there. Do a Pick 2, a Pick 10, a Pick 100. It don't matter. It's a good promotion to get customers to buy more product within your own store. Now, hey, I couldn't do this all by myself, so a big shout out and a big thank you go to the Coupon Queen up in Montreal. Thanks, Suzanne. Your instructions were great, and I really appreciate the help. Next week, we're going to take a look at the Picnic Basket promotion. That's right, folks. Yogi Bear may make an appearance. Until then, have a great day.